up, TBL fam? It's Coach Johnny with your workout for Tuesday, June 9th. So today, we have some running, we have some squats. I feel like, Coach Sarah, are you always making me do the videos for the running workouts? I feel a pattern coming on here. But to warm up for those runs, warm up for those squats, we're gonna warm up that core, both front and back. We're gonna warm up those hips, we're gonna warm up those legs. So what we're gonna start off with is one round of a minute of Active Spidermans. So, that minute of Active Spidermans, you set a timer. On that Spiderman, you want to actively drive that front knee into that elbow, creating some activation in the glute, and also you want to extend that right leg or that rear leg, hip back as much as you can. A nice active stretch, then switch. Now you're doing that for a minute. So even if you hold it for a couple times for the first like 15, 20 seconds, and then get a little bit more active with your switch, that's okay as well. After that, you have a minute of glute bridges. Glute bridges, bringing that heel up to that bum, and you're driving those hips up to the sky. Squeeze those butt cheeks on your way out. It's gonna activate that entire posterior chain. So again, one round, minute Active Spidermans, a minute of glute bridges. After that, we have 2 rounds of lateral squats, keeping that core nice and tapered down. Big breath in, straight down. 30 seconds on your right leg, then 30 seconds on your left. You can put those hands on your hips if you like. That allows my body to come a little bit more forward. I like to drive my hands in front as a counterbalance. Now after your 30 seconds each side of that, you're gonna go 30 seconds each side of a single leg glute bridge. Same concept. Heels go back towards the bum. That off leg, you can either put that ankle on that quad and drive those hips up, or practice holding that leg out like you're in a pistol, and same exact concept. And again, 30 seconds each leg. On both these movements, I would do the first 10 to 12 seconds for quality, where you're really focusing on a slow isometric come up, and then once you hit those last 15 to 18 seconds, really go out and get it. Now, last thing is just one round. First thing you do, Steve Bossy warm up. 200-meter run down and back. Sprint it, go as fast as you can, open up those hips a little bit. After that, we have, it's a tough one, Glute Bridge Walk-Outs. Let me show you what I mean. So again, we're gonna be on that back, bringing those heels up to start. Then we're walking those feet back, really putting a lot of strain and a lot of focus on those hamstrings, and then walking it back up to a glute bridge. Now you have 1 minute of those. So walk it out, walk it back. Okay, 1 minute of those, and then you're ready for today's workout. Now today's workout, here's a fun one. You're gonna need an implement. Any sort of weight will do, really. I have a single dumbbell here. If you have 2 dumbbells, that's even better. If you have a kettlebell, that's great. If you have a barbell, that's great. Backpack, borrow one of Steve Bossy's rucksacks, weighted vest, whatever you want to do. So, what we have today is a squat. Now, you can do that squat in any sort of formation, and I'll show you the different options, but let's talk about the squat first. When we squat, the biggest things you want to keep in mind, keeping that torso tight, driving those hips back, and driving those knees out, okay? So what I don't want to see is a squat where you're hunched over, knees coming in and coming here. This is not a strong position. I would not ask you to start a sprint in that position. I would not ask you to catch a baseball in that position if you're a major league catcher. I would not ask you to do anything in that position, okay? That's a really weak position to be in. Where you want to be instead is tamping that core down, driving those hips back. Arms, I used to like to use my arms in an air squat for counterbalance, and I drive those knees out, so they're over my toes, right in line and pop back up. All right, when I'm squatting, I like to have the pressure on that midfoot. And I also like to think of my feet as a tripod, where that heel is planted into the ground, that heel's not coming up. I like to have my big toe driving into the ground as much as I can, and I like to counterbalance with that outside of the ball of my foot. That creates a nice triangle, which a triangle is a very, very sturdy position. In squats, even if I'm just doing an air squat, I want to think about that stability. I want to think like I have 400 or 500 pounds on my back, okay? So let's talk about the different options for our squat. So if you have a single implement, a great option is a goblet squat. It's going right underneath my chin, keeping everything tight, driving those knees out, coming back up. All the way up to full extension and back down. I love this option because if you have the tendency to tip forward in your squat, that weight's not going to allow you to because you're going to drop it. If you fold like a lawn chair and you lean forward, that weight's going to come forward too, and you won't be able to hold on to it. Other options. If you have 2 dumbbells or even 1, you can also go into a dumbbell or kettlebell front squat. Elbows staying up, same concept, okay? If you have a barbell, you can also do a barbell front squat. Same sort of idea, elbows coming forward, but really everything from the chest down is staying exactly the same no matter what squat you're doing. Knees coming out, everything's staying tight. So what we have today, you have 21 squats, then 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, then 3. So starting off with 21 squats, then you're gonna do a 200-meter run, okay? That is 0.12 to 13 miles. If you're just timing it, it's about 45 seconds to a minute of running. Something where you wanna keep the pace really, really high. It's a great job if you start off in that sprint to refresh those quads after all those squats. After you come back for your 200-meter, you're grabbing your implement again, you're going 18 squats, then another 200-meter run. And you're coming back, going 15 squats, 200-meter run, 12 squats, 200-meter run. I think you guys are getting the idea. 9 squats, 200-meter run, 6, 200, then finally 3 squats and a 200-meter run. That's the workout for today. Have a great day. Go get it.